The crypto market continues to dominate all other asset classes, and the Ethereum price continues to set new all-time highs. The co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, has been hitting the headlines this week as he has become the youngest ever crypto billionaire. Yes, that's billionaire with a B. And now there's even more great news for Ethereum. The new Ethereum 2.0, which was scheduled for next year, it looks like it's been brought forward and will be launching this year in 2021. This is the big upgrade for Ethereum, which moves the whole protocol from proof of work to proof of stake. And this will speed up the network by 100x and also lowers the gas fees, so the sooner the better. Recently, Decrypt did an interview with Vitalik, so I'll include some of the best highlights here, as well as some updates on the Ethereum roadmap. I'll link the full Decrypt interview below for anyone interested in that. So in this video, we'll be looking at Vitalik's thoughts on what is happening with the Ethereum price right now. We'll get the new launch date for Ethereum 2.0. We'll look at the Ethereum roadmap and the biggest changes coming our way soon. And then we'll finish with some new Ethereum projects, so you can see the new things that are going on with Ethereum right now. As always, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. Always very much appreciated. Okay, so before we start listening into Vitalik, I know quite a few people probably haven't seen or heard of the co-founder of Ethereum before. So here is a quick profile snapshot look. Take a look. So this is Vitalik Buterin, and he is one of the co-founders of Ethereum. He's now 27 years old. He is Canadian-Russian nationality. Ethereum was launched in July 2015. Obviously, it's becoming a huge success, and he recently became the latest crypto billionaire. So let's hear now from Vitalik about the huge growth going on in Ethereum right now.
And I think like both the price and just all of the other kinds of attention that Ethereum has been getting recently is just a good sign of confidence by the community and by just more and more people from outside of the Ethereum community. It's just, I think we've been seeing a lot of signs that people are kind of starting to realize that Ethereum is this very real and very interesting thing. That all of the work that we've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years around getting proof of stake out, getting sharding out, improving the Ethereum chain in all sorts of ways, fixing scaling and all of these issues, like that stuff's actually happening, and parts of it are parts of it have already launched, right? Like the beacon chain is already running, but it's, the merge and kind of fully bringing Ethereum over to proof of stake is looking very close. And there's definitely a lot of people, I think, who just sort of wrote those things off as something that's just never going to happen. And well, now it is happening. And then at the same time, we're seeing the application space and like people start taking things like NFTs more seriously, different kinds of DAOs more seriously, and DeFi more seriously. So there's just a lot of great progress that's been done quietly by the ecosystem over the last few years is finally being recognized.
So he mentioned the fact that there were people who wrote off that Ethereum's problems would actually get fixed. And as you probably know, Ethereum's biggest problems have been scalability, the transactions per second or throughput, as well as the high gas fees. But these are now getting addressed. So the big question is, when is Ethereum 2.0 happening? It was meant to be launched next year in 2022, but I have some good news for all Ethereum fans. Check this out.
My answer a month ago is still my answer today, which is the optimists are saying close to the end of this year, the pessimists are saying early next year. We'll see who's right. I mean, I hope the optimists are right, but like I'm also, preparing for the pessimists being right as well.
So there is a group of optimistic developers that are doing everything they can to get Ethereum 2.0 launched this year. Obviously, this would be great for Ethereum and it would just keep this momentum going. Okay, so let me get everyone up to date with the Ethereum roadmap so you can see what's coming up and how all this is going to play out. Take a look. So the last huge update was this beacon chain. And this is the brand new version of Ethereum built on proof of stake. This was also brought forward and launched at the end of last year. Next up, we have the merge. And this is where they'll be bringing the current version of Ethereum and plugging it into the Beacon chain. This was meant to be coming out next year, but they've brought it forward and it looks like it'll be launching in 2021. Once that has been completed, we go on to sharding and the introduction of shard chains. And essentially, this is the next upgrade that's really going to speed up the network. And basically, they'll be creating shards, which does a lot of the processing off the chain. So again, this will really help speed things up. And this chart is about how much ETH has actually been staked on the new version. So there's now 4 million ETH that have been staked at a current market price of $16 billion. And this is how much belief people have in the new version of Ethereum. Okay, so let's hear from Vitalik about what's going on with the 2.0 upgrade.
So I think it's important to remember that the ETH2 roadmap has something that has changed quite a bit over the last few years. So I think the vision around 3 to 4 years ago actually was to just make a new chain that would change a lot of things, that would fix all of the mistakes in the existing Ethereum system, and then add proof of stake, add sharding, and finally come up with some kind of way for existing applications to move over. And I think the roadmap has evolved to become more pragmatic over time in a lot of ways. So especially as the merge has come closer, there have been a lot of these subtle changes toward emphasizing just making it a very smooth transition for developers. And the thing that we call the ETH1 chain today, that's being renamed the execution chain, right? And the thing called the Beacon chain, it's being renamed the consensus chain. And these are not going to be two separate chains, right? Right now, there's two separate chains, but after the merge, the execution chain is going to live inside of the consensus chain, right? And the reason why we did this is to just make the merge process as simple as possible and as smooth as possible for users, for client developers, and for contract and application developers, right? Because your experience of Ethereum as a user is not even going to change all that much between before the merge and after the merge. You download the software and your experience just interacting with the Ethereum chain looks very similar before and after. And with the ability to add sharding and other lovely things on top. So, basically, post-merge Ethereum is Ethereum, right? There isn't this sort of you have 1.0 ETH and 2.0 ETH. There isn't this kind of you have a 1.0 ecosystem and a 2.0 ecosystem. It just is the Ethereum ecosystem and always will be the Ethereum ecosystem.
So he was basically saying that the original vision was to create a separate chain that was fast and scalable, and then figure out how to migrate everything across. But what they have actually done is figure out how to merge the two together. So it's going to be a much smoother transition, and there's nothing really for existing users to do. It's all basically going to work from day one. How cool is that? And this big upgrade is called the merge. Okay, and to finish, what about the future of Ethereum? What projects or future projects is Vitalik most looking forward to? Let's find out.
There's a lot of just really fascinating and interesting stuff that's been done on Ethereum. People have talked about the DeFi space a lot, for example, and NFTs as just something that's really managed to sort of break out into the mainstream and get a lot of people interested. But then there's all of these experiments around decentralized organizations, decentralized governance, proof of humanity type things, proof of participation, and just all of these different gadgets and just different ideas for how people can organize and work together over the internet that are being developed on Ethereum. And it would just be great to see more of those actually break out and turn into something that's just really helps people work together better on a large scale. And I think just NFTs in particular, they're an interesting case because they're Like there's a kind of speculative aspect to them, and like there is an aspect to them that's not too interesting. But then there's also this like big potential of an opportunity to allow groups of people who before just had no business model at all to kind of finally have a business model of some kind for the first time. Like potentially, this could be creators, it could be artists, it could be charities. So, like, if that kind of vision can be made to work, and things like that actually can be used just as a way to just make positive sum interactions happen that just could not happen before because there were all these useful things that just had no business models attached, and like that's already a great outcome. Like, and it doesn't have to be NFTs, right? Like the beauty of Ethereum is that it's a general purpose, and there's just so many experiments happening, and like any one of those experiments succeeding would be amazing.
So he mentioned about the explosion going on in DeFi and NFTs right now, but there are new develops going on as well. Decentralized organizations, decentralized governance, proof of humanity, proof of participation, and the ones that I'm looking forward to the most are the tokenization of financial assets. Instead of the house buying process taking 3 to 6 months to complete, with lots of middlemen along the way, all taking a cut, this could be streamlined to just 1 month, making property a liquid investment as well. Or how about the problem of house prices becoming out of reach for most young people? We could see the fractional ownership of property, and this could also be done through tokens. Anyway, as you can see, lots going on. Congrats to Vitalik for becoming the latest crypto billionaire, and it's great news that Ethereum 2.0 is probably going to be launched later this year. So there you are, guys, just wanted to share this with you. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to click below and join us. I do have some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Be careful of this guy in the comments. Just know I will never ask you to call some dodgy WhatsApp number, so be careful in the comments. Okay, cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.